this story I want to talk about because obviously this is very important. I kind of switched on this one. I went left and right. Sometimes I went for and sometimes I went against. Some of you might remember what happened to Shamima Begum. Now, Shamima Begum was an ISIS bride who joined Islamic State, cannot return to Britain, and she lost her appeal on which she had appealed UK's government decision. Actually, no, let me start again. So she was an ISIS bride when she ran away from ISIS. I think back in 2018, I believe, or 2017, somewhere around that. She wanted to come back to UK. Oh, like I just had a little weekend, ran away with a dude, cut off some heads, and now I'm just coming back to live a good, healthy life. She actually didn't do any of that, but she wasn't sorry for any of that. So UK government Home Minister at the time was actually a Pakistani Muslim British. I'm assuming he's probably an ex-Muslim as well, or a very liberal Muslim who obviously they're good Muslims everywhere, and he didn't approve of her actions. And then he said, no, sorry, you're gone. You can't come back to UK. You have to go back to Bangladesh, even though she had nothing to do with Bangladesh. Or nothing directly. Her parents were Bangladeshi. She was born in the UK, and she didn't even have Bangladeshi citizenship. Under international law, you cannot render a person stateless. So UK stripping her of UK citizenship. Now, technically, she was stateless. And Bangladesh said, we're not going to take this terrorist in our country. So she appealed, and the High Court ruled in her favor and went against the government, and they said, no, you should not be stripping her of her citizenship. So the UK government went to the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court has rejected their original decision that she should be allowed in the country. So Supreme Court has said you can fight your case while you are not in the UK. So that's what's happened. So she hasn't burned all her bridges yet. She still has a chance to get her UK citizenship, but what that means is she can't do that. She can't fight that case while she's in the UK. So that's the interesting development. So I flip-flopped between two different positions. I thought, she was actually 15 at the time. A lot of rebels, normal rebellious teenagers say they run away from their house and they have, parties, and they go, nightclubs or whatever, they just run away, binge drinking and all that kind of stuff. That's what the normal teenagers do. But like if you are a Mormon, your little rebellion at the age of 15 could mean running away to a caliphate and chopping people's heads off, throwing homosexuals at the rooftop, etc. Just saying that can happen. So that's what happened in the case of Shamima Begum, and she wasn't alone. There were a couple of other women who ran, girls actually, not even women. They were 15 years old. They ran away in 2014, 2015. They flew to Turkey, and then from Turkey they went into Syria, and they went and they met men of their dreams there. So, unfortunately, it is actually kind of sad story. Let's just focus on Shamima Begum. She married a Dutch convert who married her. She had 2 kids with him. They both died, malnutrition, illness. Obviously, they're not some hospital, the state-of-the-art hospitals there. So she decided one day that this is it. I'm not going to have, she was pregnant at that time. She said, I'm going to run away. My future child doesn't deserve this. And she had enough. So she came to a refugee camp, I believe, in Lebanon or Turkey, I believe. I actually don't know which refugee center she went to, but anyway, whichever one that she went to. She said, I'm British. I would like to come home now. And I said, not so fast, honey. So unfortunately, she gave birth to a child in that refugee camp, and that baby died. That is the most sad story out of this, because technically that baby was a British citizen who deserved a good life. Unfortunately, because of the foolish actions of her mother, the poor baby died. But what actually didn't help her case was the fact that when she was interviewed by journalists, she shouldn't have done those interviews. She said, Yeah, there were heads lying around in the dustbin. I would go when I'm making a kebab for my Abdul, and when I would when I would go out to throw rubbish in the bin, I would see some severed heads there. That's fine, and it was okay. I didn't have any problem with that. So that was the state of it. But again, you can forgive. I don't know. That's up for debate. But you can forgive someone if they. And she says she had no problem with that because it was perfectly in accordance with Islamic law. Um, so you can forgive someone if someone is so badly washed, and you can't. You maybe you can't see the opposite side of it. You can't see anything else. Um, um, but it can't really apply on her because she grew up in a normal British suburban home, where she would not have seen violence at this level. And then so she should have known better. I mean, I know, like I grew up in Pakistan, and every time when I saw a little goat getting slaughtered on Eid day, I always found I was always uncomfortable looking at it, and even some of the other kids too. But obviously, that was with the animal, not with other humans, and that's why other humans um, will still grimace at the sight of people um, losing their head, for instance. Anyway, so we'll see how this ends up, but at this point, it's not looking good for Shamima Begum. To help me produce more videos like these, support me on Patreon or PayPal.